Hello and welcome to Getter Farms. We're back with another episode of the Flint Hills map by JS Mapping. And last time we finished our first field of corn, and we've got almost 300,000 bushels of wet corn that's getting run through the dryer right now. And so this is going to be running for a while. We also finished putting lime on this super large field 21. And so today, I think the plan is to spread some lime over here on field 26. And then if I'm not mistaken, because that was corn, we're going to need to plow this ground up, probably as well as 16 and 25 once we harvest it. So I really want to get the lime going on that field to start with. And so we're going to use course play and just get this field knocked out with lime here real quick while we're doing some of the other things that need to be done. And then that's going to let us come back out here and get the plow going on this pretty soon here. So with him going, we're going to go ahead and run the truck up here with the fuel. I think that some of our equipment is going to need to get refueled here at some point, and it's all up on the north end of our fields here, ready to start kicking off the rest of our corn harvest. I think the plan today is going to be to start the harvesters off on this field to our right. It's a nice big field. It's got nice long straight rows, so course play should be able to handle this without too many issues. I've already got all of our equipment staged here, so I've got both semis down here. I've got a course play course set up for the semis already, so they're going to be able to run the corn back up to the bins. So we're going to just kind of keep all of our equipment here out of the way up on the end of the field. And we're going to start off with getting the combines rocking and rolling here. So with course play all set up here, we're going to just eat out a little bit of this corner here to get started. I always hate running over corn, even though course play technically won't run it over. It just, it always looks weird to me, and then I run over the corn anyway. But we should be able to start right here at the first waypoint. I think I'm set up on the left, so we should be good to go here. And then we'll just jump over and get this guy going right behind him. And pretty much same deal. We're just going to take out the end bits here and then tell him to start at the first waypoint right here. He's going to wait for his compatriot to get a little bit farther along here. And while that's happening, we're going to go ahead and just take this grain cart down here and be ready to unload this lead combine. I always find that unloading the combines manually ourselves for the opening round tends to work out the best. Got a little bit of a texturing issue with the road right there. And then once we get this field opened up here, I think that while course play hopefully handles a chunk of this harvest, we're going to be able to go and sell some of our pigs, because we are just about full now in the hog enclosure, and so we need to sell off some of the older pigs as the younger ones are continuing to fill out here. And it's something that I haven't actually done in season, so I'm super curious just to see how that process is going to work out. And we've got a new semi that we haven't had a chance to drive yet, so I'm kind of curious to take that TLX out and put it through its paces. I'm liking this big, long grass area here. Gives us plenty of room to unload the combine. I'm not sure how course play would handle driving out here outside the field. Probably wouldn't be a problem. But it's still going to just be easier for us, I think, to unload this corn on our own and keep him going. I'll be curious to see, now that he's empty, if the combine's going to be able to make it all the way to the end or not without being unfilled. Because these are really long rows, and at some point we are going to have to cut through this field and get all the way to an end. It's not a problem if they need to cut in and we have to empty them, but it would be nice if they could make it all the way from one end to the other without filling up. But I guess if that's not possible, I'd rather have the yield, so we'll see how it goes. If we take a look at yield, we're really not doing so hot here. Again, we didn't lime this field at all, so I think that that's definitely having an effect on our yield. And if you look at the soil type map, this whole section of the field on the right-hand side and the top here is all silty clay, which has generally a lower yield than this loam style clay will have in the other half of the field. So we'll definitely be seeing some differences as we kind of make our way through this field. It looks like our lead combine is getting full. I always lose sight of just how big this field really is. And so we're probably not going to catch up here. But what I'm worried about is he's going to try and cut in because technically he's on an outside row, which is unfortunate for us. And I got too close to him to unload him while he was backing up there, or we could have probably saved ourselves the hassle. We were hoping to make it past this tree so we could get out onto the road and go unload the grain cart. But the combine's full, the cart's full, the other combine's full. So, and the lime spreader finished. So we're in quite the conundrum. I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump over here and turn off the lime spreader so that at least that message goes away. And then we're going to jump up here and bring back one of our semis here and see if we can get close enough to unload that combine that's right by the fence there so we can get our grain cart unstuck. Now, I know this auger shoots out quite a ways, so I'm thinking I don't have to get completely underneath it here. Just close enough. Just trying to avoid getting into that tree too much as well. Oh, here we go. Oh, we had it. There we go. Looks like we're just getting into that front hopper. So with the combine empty, we can go ahead and get this guy going again. That's going to let us get this grain cart out of here, hopefully. We'll go ahead and top off the rest of this semi, and then I'll get this back combine moving as well, I think. So he's all full. We're not exactly empty. In fact, by the time I whip around here and get the combine emptied, we'll probably have enough for almost 2 full trucks again. But that is nothing to complain about. We're doing really good on our corn yields here. So I think as soon as we get this guy empty, though, we're going to be ready to set up a course play course for the grain cart driver here. So I want to go ahead and just get this going and get him emptied so we can get everything back to automation here, because I really want to jump over and start working on these pigs. Haven't even finished emptying the back combine yet, and the one in the front is full again. So we're going to zip up there and take the last 6% of our capacity to get him moving again, and that'll leave us up on the appropriate end of the field to set up this course play course. So we just need to get some more capacity in our cart here to get started, because the combines are not even going to make it up to this end of the field to finish taking the headlands off, which is kind of what we need to be able to set up this course play course. So we're going to fill this truck up. We'll have all of our trucks filled. I need to get them going to empty here at some point, but first we really got to get this combine emptied enough to get down here onto this end of the field. Alright, so we have made it to the end of the field, but we are completely full again. And so we're going to just park this here because we've got to go get the semi kind of out of the way here. We toss this guy over here to start unloading his corn. And so now we got to get him fully unloaded and moved out of the bin site here. I think I am going to run him all the way back up to have another truck up there for overflow purposes. We may even get to a point where we decide to have 2 trucks running on that course depending on how things go. And of course, with this lead truck already being full, I think we are going to go ahead and just start that guy out on the course here. And then we can fire this guy off since he is full and just sitting here. And so he'll take that back up and put the grain away. And then we need to get this course going here. So we're going to go ahead and start our overload course here in the farthest corner. And as usual with the semis, we have to realize that both the grain cart and the semi are going to try and leave at the same time. And so from an unloading perspective, we're going to want to be facing the opposite direction from the semi when we're unloading. That might cause us a little bit of problem if we're actually going to keep running 2 semis on this course, since we have another semi that's going to come back and try to slam right into us. But in theory, we should only need 1 weight point with the truck set up like this, and then they should pull forward on their own as they get full. We're going to test that theory today. So with our course created, we're going to go ahead and get him back to the beginning and start him off. I can see that our other semi-truck is coming back now, so hopefully we're out of the way by the time he's trying to turn around here. And it looks like we pulled way too far forward here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this driver. I'll back him up to here. And we're going to try and pull these points back just a smidge. And also maybe be just a little bit further away. See if I can grab this one that's under the trailer. And hopefully that's going to set us up a little bit better here. Oops. I wanted to fill this truck though and send him on his way before we take off here. So it looks like this is probably dialed in. We're going to let this guy go and deal with unloading these combines here now. And as soon as we're confident he's about to find a course, which he's not because we didn't select a course. There we go. So he's going to go try and find a course to one of those combines, whichever one I clicked first. And then while he sorts out the best way to empty these grain carts, and in fact, I'm realizing that we need to do this ourselves. So since he's not going to have enough room to turn around if he picks the wrong combine here, we're going to actually unload this rear combine first just to give us some breathing room here. This should now allow him to go down and unload this other combine on his own after this. So with a course recorded and both combines now moving again, we're going to go ahead and just tell this guy to drive course. He's going to figure out the best thing to do. It might be that he has to go back and actually run the course once just to get back on target. That's okay. We've got plenty of other things to do in the meantime. And so I'm going to let him sort that out. And we're going to jump back to the farm here, actually, and grab our 8RX. It's been a little while since we busted this guy out. And we're going to put this on tillage since we're using the other tractor to run the grain cart. And we're going to get this guy going on this small cornfield that we just finished liming and see what we can do to start knocking those acres out. Winter weather always comes faster than you expect this time in this kind of a geo situation. So we want to make sure we're maximizing our available time and getting some of these jobs done. And let's be honest, tillage is going to take a little while. We're going to do 4 headland passes just to make sure that we've got enough room. And we're going to do skip rows to give us more space when we're turning around. And we're just going to let this guy go at it. This is going to take a long time. So we'll toss him right up here. And we may need to look at some additional tillage equipment here at some point. And definitely a couple of additional big tractors for running bigger tillage, I think. I see some 9Rs or 9RXs or something like that in our future here on this farm. But with that, we've got tillage moving here, and not too bad. A little over an hour for this guy to do his thing here. So we're going to let him get to it. Jumping back over here, this guy did what he was supposed to do, which is come up here and unload. Unfortunately, these truck courses just don't work quite like they're supposed to. These trucks are supposed to pull forward automatically and start loading their back hopper when they're waiting. I was pointed out to a thread on the Courseplay ticketing system in GitHub, and they said that Courseplay was never designed to have grain carts unload with 2 wait points. But I've never successfully gotten it to work with 1, and so we're going to likely have to keep breaking the rules here. Alright, so it is time to finally bust out this TLX and take some of these larger, older pigs up to the market. We've not gotten a chance to use this thing yet, and we haven't gotten a chance to use this trailer yet either, so we're gonna figure that all out here momentarily. If I push R, I can open up the animal dialogue, and I get no indication of which of these pigs is pregnant in this dialogue. So let's go back real quick and look at the seasons menu. I can see that several of them are indeed not pregnant. So that's 50 through 45 are able to be loaded up. So we're going to come in here and we're going to grab pigs 50 through 45, 42, 41, 37. All right, so we loaded all the pigs that weren't pregnant up into this trailer. I'm not actually seeing a load screen for this trailer, which is unfortunate. I was expecting to see how many pigs I'm holding, but we will deal with it. And then if I'm not mistaken, the animal dealer is down here at the bottom of the map. So we're gonna have to go down there to get things unloaded. You can see we're unloading the combines here at the end. It looks like things are working. Hopefully he's gonna be able to keep up now that he's on the course and kind of getting them started. I think as soon as they're done cutting through and they're into lands mode, that it won't be so much of a problem. All right, so I've never been to the animal dealer, but I wanna think it's probably down this road here. We're kind of out here in uncharted territory. If we bring up the mini map, it doesn't exactly look like there's a road here. Maybe there is. Maybe it's just hard to see. Either way, it looks like we're getting closer, and so we're gonna go with it. Probably this road here. Wow, that's a steep ditch. Look at that ditch. We're gonna not try our chances on getting stuck in there. And we should be able to take this right back here through this nicely wooded area. Very nice looking. And I just realized I haven't even been in cab on this thing. Looking nice. I should be able to just back us up to this corral here. And if I bring up the animal dialogue, I should be able to go ahead and sell all of these animals here. So it looks like we're going to be able to sell all of our unpregnant pigs for 18, almost 19 grand. So we're going to go ahead and say confirm to that. Give us a little bit of money. And then from there, we should be able to just haul this guy right back up to the farm and check out what all this traffic and hang up is about. I expected that we'd be moving and grooving by now. Who knows what trouble Courseplay has gotten into while we've been away. So it looks like the grain cart got full. And he's going to come in here to this course to start unloading. So this will be kind of a true test of whether or not everything that we set up is actually working for us right now. I do really think that just with the way course play works and with our course trucks, we'd probably be better off with 2 smaller grain carts keeping up with this setup, especially if we decide to expand the combines. I kind of think I'd like to see 4 combines and 2 smaller grain carts running here. And our weight point pulled a lot farther forward than I was expecting here. And so once again, we will have to drag that back a little bit, I suspect. And so in order to account for that, we're going to have to go ahead and stop the driver. We'll fill this up while we're here. And drop that back about a hopper full. But we do have enough to fill this other semi, so we might as well get him going while we're sitting here. Would have expected him to pull forward just there, so I'm still not sure why the semis will pull forward to fill themselves up in some situations and not others. I actually wonder if it's not this grain cart. It might just be that this grain cart isn't set up correctly. It does have a number of different little quirks about it, and that's always the struggle with course play and troubleshooting mods in general, and why they don't work is if you're not using base game equipment, it's kind of hard to sign off on one mod versus the other. At this point, it's likely a problem with course play, but it could also very well be this auger cart is not set up correctly either. We did finish unloading into both of those semis, and so this guy should continue to do his thing. We haven't had any issues with the semis getting hung up or crashed into, so I'm not too worried about letting him do that while we go back to the farm and kind of check in on how we're doing at the grain bin site. And so if you look here, you can see we've already put over 500,000, 560,000 liters of wet corn into this system, and it's dried 41,000 liters of the corn already. And so we've got a fair amount of corn coming through here right now. In fact, we're gonna hit a point where we've filled up the wet side and it hasn't dried fast enough to make room for the incoming corn. So that is going to be a problem. I think we are going to catch up with the dryer before we're done with this field of corn. We'll keep trucking at it here, and we'll see how far we get. At least we've got our other equipment moving here. We've got the plowing on 26 moving forward. We've limed 2 of our fields, and so I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at in harvest right now. And next time when we come back, we should be able to wrap up the corn harvest and continue on with our fall tillage and those type of activities. And I think at some point here, we're going to want to think about what we can do to expand our hog operation. With hogs multiplying so fast, we're going to want to look for a way to either store more hogs or cycle them through these buildings faster. However, that's all for today. Ketterk.